this is Jeff from Michigan Michael Chekhov classes, and today we are going to begin talking about the Ideal Artistic Center, or IAC. This is one of the most basic concepts of the Michael Chekhov Technique, and also, for some reason, the most difficult to grasp. It is our first introduction to the power of imagination and concentration, things that Chekhov felt held great power for the actor willing to hone and explore these things within themselves. So before I begin, I do have to say this. If you don't feel that you can really commit to imagining something is there that is not really there, that something we can't see or isn't real cannot be true and exist for us as a true thing, then you probably shouldn't be an actor. Actors imagine things are there that aren't really there all the time. From the fourth wall between us and the audience, to relationships of want and need, our very work depends on our use of imagination and concentration to create a feeling of truth under imaginary circumstances. There is a reason that actors call it a play and not a work. Writers make works of fiction and nonfiction. Painters, sculptors, visual artists make works of art. Musicians call their finished product musical works, although they do get to play an instrument. And actors get to play too. We get to revel in our imaginations and take each moment as it comes with the same level of serious playfulness as we did as children playing pirates or princesses. Never forget that. Acting is a joyous art. Never shy away from your imaginative self. Okay, so let me show you where the Ideal Artistic Center is. It is right here. This is where we listen from. This is where we listen from. Imagine you are talking with your best friend about something really important that's happened. Perhaps you've met the love of your life. Perhaps he or she is broken up with you. Something vital has happened. Now, imagine your friend says, "I'm listening." How would you respond? Would you think your friend was really listening? My guess is probably not. If it were me, I would be pretty ticked off if my friend did that. Now imagine that your friend said, "I'm listening." Isn't that better? You know your friend is really listening now, right? What if your friend said, "I'm listening"? Now you know your friend is not listening. Why? Did your friend cover their ears? Nope. They covered something even more vital to the conversation. Their ideal artistic center. We don't listen with our ears. We hear with our ears. We listen with our hearts. When we are truly listening, aware, and empathic, then this part of ourselves, located here, a few inches down from our collarbone and in the center of our rib cage, is open, sensitive, and ready to receive and radiate with love and warmth. For the sake of the actor's work, Chekhov referred to this area as the Ideal Artistic Center. He called this the center of the source of inner activity and power within the body, where we receive the people, events, and intangible qualities all around us. This is where all of our living impulses begin. All of our artistic impulses, both internal and external, visible and invisible, are acts that emanate from this ideal center in our chests. This should not be confused with our actual centers. A center in that sense is a tool for characterization. Everyone has a centralized part of their body in which all of our inner and outer movement begins. You might see a person lead from the head, forever in thought and thinking through their every action. Another person might lead from the heart, feeling their way through life. And someone else might lead from the groin, pushing their way through life as an act of sheer will. Again, these are great tools for characterization, but not quite what we're talking about here. Chekhov talked a lot about the ideal artist and actor, one who is receptive to the subtlest change in relationship, atmosphere, objective, and so on, and able to live each moment in a full state of concentration and creativity. an actor who is able to recognize a living truth in their work as actors, as well as a higher truth through a feeling of the work as a whole. We as actors work in the medium of emotion. Think of it like this. Our bodies are the canvas. Just like the painter's canvas, it should be prepped and ready to receive the artist's work. If there are imperfections in the canvas, regional dialect, bad posture, personal mannerisms, and the like, we should work hard to eliminate them if we can and accept and incorporate them if we cannot. Otherwise, all of our characters will be more or less a cliche of ourselves, trapped in the prisons of our own personality and mannerisms. The text we are working with is the brush. If it is Shakespeare, then that brush might be very fine and delicate. We must use technique and nuance in order to work with it. If we are doing broad comedy, then we might paint with a broad brush. We are free to make bold and broad characterizations. We might not even need a brush at all. We might have no given text and therefore are only able to work with the actor's paint. Well, what is the actor's paint? That would be emotion. Without the paint, there is nothing to see. We are not acting at all. There is no art. The paint is central to our work as artists. So, in short, we use the colors of emotion to paint the canvas of our body with the text as our brush. It only stands to reason, then, that the ideal actor's center would be located in the feeling center located in our chest. We must, as actors, be ready to receive all the data and discoveries made during the course of the story with our feelings first and foremost, so we can translate it through our artistic selves and transform it into creative output. So now, let's do an exercise so that we can get in touch with our ideal artistic center. I would like you to find a comfortable place where it is quiet and you can stand and move freely. Think of this as your private circle of concentration. Now, I invite you to become aware of the area a few inches below your collarbone and in the center of your chest beneath the solar plexus. Remember, this is located in the center of your rib cage, not on top of it. Imagine that in this place is the center of your life force. All your energy radiates from this point down through your toes, out through your fingertips, up through the top of your head. Now, allow an image to enter your mind's eye regarding this centralized place. Maybe you imagine it as a tiny sun or star within you, radiating warmth outward to all points within the body and beyond. Perhaps you think of it as the center part of a rapidly moving wheel, hurling life energy outward. You may also think of it as a light bulb, filling all areas of your body with light and reaching out through your eyes, your fingertips, the bottoms of your feet, every pore of your skin. Whatever the image you use, allow this radiating force to send a feeling of warmth and loving, creative energy to everything it touches. Now, open your eyes, if they aren't open already, and find a spot across the room. Focus on that spot and imagine that you are sending your energy to that spot, beginning with your ideal artistic center, filling your whole body and radiating to that specific spot. Find another spot in the room and do the same. Again, find a different spot and radiate all that boundless energy that lives How do you feel? What did this exercise do for you? The goal of this exercise is first and foremost to familiarize the actor with a feeling of ease. For the actor, ease is everything. It is one of Chekhov's 4 brothers in art, along with beauty, a feeling of the whole, and form. Entire acting careers have a feeling of ease as its foundation. Harrison Ford, Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe. Can you imagine any of these actors being as popular without the effortless quality they bring to the screen? Additionally, the ideal artistic center brings with it a feeling of being able to radiate and send our energy beyond ourselves. This is an essential part of acting. That X factor that some refer to as stage presence or charisma or whatever. To the people who say that you are either born with it or not, I say, fair. You can hone this ability. You can make it more powerful within yourself. But this takes practice and concentration. This is the first step. Thanks for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comments. And I'll see you guys later.